There's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and it's basically just some clips on different topics to explain different things. Things that I stumbled across, ran across when I started learning and researching, and things I wanted to know the truth about. And I find it very disheartening when I see good people that are misleading other people. And it's normally people that are first starting out in their research, first starting out in their learning that are being misled. And I don't know if these people are just useful, well, I don't want to use that term, if they're just purposely uneducated people, that so many times it seems people will grab one idea or one concept and they won't explore it any further. And that's really what bothers me because it can do damage. It can put people away for periods of time. And I think the first item a lot of people stumble across that I want to identify today is what is a person? And we'll hear a lot of people out there, they'll say, oh, they see you as a corporation. They've made you into a corporation. Okay. Couldn't be anything further from the truth. You know, a lot of these things, when I first started researching and I was hearing the different gurus or whatever talk about it, didn't sit quite right with me. And I wanted to explore it and research it deeper. In the description box for this video, I'm going to have an article that I put up that is very detailed when it comes to what the person is and how they view the person regarding whether it's the state, the court, whatever you want to look at it as. Because we need to go and look a little deeper at the issue, at every issue. For instance, when people see the definition for person, they'll look, for instance, Code of Federal Regulations shows definition, and it'll list definition of person, and one of the first things listed in there is corporation. Okay. Well, it lists a few other things. It lists organizations, trusts, partnerships, you name it. And so when everybody's saying, oh, they've turned you into a corporation or they see you as a corporation, okay, go ahead and do some research and learn what a corporation really is, what it consists of. A corporation, to be recognized according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, not only do you have to file regularly with them through the Edgar app, but you also have to first have the Articles of Incorporation established. That is when a corporation is recognized, with the Articles of Incorporation. So when they say that you are a corporation, my question is, where are my Articles of Incorporation? Within those Articles of Incorporation, if you want to know what they look like, it's going to look very similar to like a PMA or a private association that I've mentioned before and done shows about before. If you want to see the best example for what the Articles of Incorporation looks like, I would direct you to go straight to the Constitution of the United States of America. All right? Because it lays it out right there. It lays out its purpose. What was the purpose of the United States of America? They did it for themselves and their posterity. And you read through it, and it lists their officers, what the duties of their officers were, what the different offices would be, and the duties of those offices, how elections would be held, how people would be kicked out, that kind of thing. So my question is, if you are a corporation, where are your Articles of Incorporation at? And where are they listed at with the Securities and Exchange Commission? I remember several years ago, when I was looking at some other research for this, I noticed in the blog there was a very noted woman who has written extensively on topics similar to this. And somebody from the SEC, somebody from the Security and Exchange Commission, piped in and said, "Oh, wait a minute, ma'am. We don't find you listed anywhere with the Security and Exchange Commission. You're not a corporation." I thought that was really interesting because I've had conversations with her as well, asking for where does she get her knowledge from? What is she basing things on? And she flat out told me. She goes, "I really don't know." She said, I just copy and paste." Really? You just copy and paste? Okay. Yeah, that's not somebody I'm going to be going to really gain knowledge and learn how things really work. And that's why, like I said, things that I bring up, topics I bring up, I write about them. I show my resources for it. A friend of mine, Tre Bien, is going to be producing some information as well regarding how the person is looked at, how the individual is looked at regarding filing. I know when I've looked at the Internal Revenue Code referring to this, pretty much everything I found says that you're listed as a sole proprietor. And they see no difference between the individual and a sole proprietor. They see you as one. And that's very similar to the way the courts look at things as well. The courts will say that they see you and the legal person as one. Well, to me, that's nothing more than really personification. They're making you breathe life into an artificial entity. I don't believe that that was what our Creator had established for us. I don't think that that was really the intent. And to me, that's really the way we should be viewing things as. What was the original intent? People will say also regarding the courts, another thing that kind of perturbs me is they'll say they see you as dead. And that's why they can't hear you, because you're dead. No, they know you're alive. They know you're very much alive. And it goes back to the definition of person and legal person and what it is that was created. It wasn't a corporation that was created. It was an organization that was created. And they simply see you as a representative or agent for that organization they created. That's where authority comes in at. Because you only have authority over one of two things, either what will kneel to you or what you create. So what did they need to create for everybody? They created an organization. And you unknowingly represent it. You stand as agent for it. Many people will cry out and they'll scream, lack of full disclosure. We were never educated on this. Well, I'm sorry. Education isn't their responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's up to you to educate yourself. It's not their fault that you don't know. If you jump on the Monopoly board game and start playing it, is it the other player's fault that you didn't read the rules, that you don't know how it works? Absolutely not. It's your responsibility to realize how this really works. And I think that's really what, best I could probably leave people with right now, is that our knowledge is up to us. It's our duty to become knowledgeable. And it takes some research, and it takes some people out there that do some digging and looking around. But I just want to say, make sure you pay attention to where you're doing the digging at, or where you're gaining knowledge or information at. Are these people giving you resources where you can go and double check? I remember my father's Bible, in the beginning of it, it said, he wrote one thing on the first page: there's value in the search. And there absolutely is. Even if I give you sources and places to go look and learn things at, you'll go there and you're going to find some other things along the way, some other awesome things that help you out. Many times when you're doing research and you're trying to find something even very simple, it seems like you end up spending 3, 4, 5, 10 hours on one very simple thing, and you'll learn 20 other things along the way. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll spend 100 hours worth of research on something and only find one little golden nugget. That's just the way research works. Research, people. Thank you.